Welcome everyone to another episode of the Warmup. I'm here with three of the four guys. It's me. We got Chris Buckets. I'm back in the building. You guys seen me before, man. Chris Buckets. We have Proof of Funds and Yo Guy. Say what's up.
It's Yogi, bro. Like Yogi the bear. That's the only bear that Dillon Brooks can poke, man. He ain't poking no real bears, man. That's it. That's why I got Yogi. He's poking true bears around here, man. Let's go. Welcome back, guys. Let's do it.
Well, I swear, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about grizzly bears, the grizzlies that get you up in the morning. But you sure have a lot of passion when it comes to them being in the focal of a topic. But it's okay.
Like, grizzly bears, man. The Dillon make them look like the Teletubby bears, man.
Okay. All right, man. Where was this when y'all were losing? Anyway, we'll move on. We'll move on to that. We'll move on to that.
Team when they down.
We'll move on to that. We'll move on from there because I mean, like I said, y'all won 2 in a row, so now you back to being happy, braggadocious.
Barely,
but it's okay. Anyways, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
A win is a win is a win, bro.
Here we go.
A win is a win.
Well, y'all be turning into Vin Diesel.
I swear, man. I swear. So, if this is your first time rocking with us, we talk about sports, current events, and things in between through the lens of the black eyes. And
It's kind of like that.
Black eyes, bro. Like, making dinner now? What you doing?
All right, well, I'm sorry. Color eyes. You want me to say color eyes? These here Negro eyes.
I'm just saying, tone it down.
We talk
dark eyes.
My eyes ain't dark.
This boy said the Negro eyes. That's
civil right eyes. So we just talk about sports through the lenses of the struggle.
Change the name to Uncle Ruckus, man. Yeah, go ahead. Change the name to Uncle Ruckus.
So if this is your first time rocking with us, man, like I said, follow us if you liked what you hear already. It's already off the rails. And, follow us on Spotify. We have the Spotify. We have the Apple Podcasts. We have Google Podcasts, all those places where you can listen to us on the audio side of things. And again, if you're here on YouTube or if you're not on YouTube, check us out on YouTube channel. We do have the Warmup podcast there. And you can check us out, the video side of things there. Again, if you're already there, give us a like, comment, tell a friend, subscribe, do all those things. Hit the notification bell to know when we drop, because we drop every Wednesday. Sometimes you forget. So, I don't want to say forget, but you get busy. People get busy. Yeah. So, just a slight reminder that a new drop has dropped, and then you can come in and tune in to see what the latest and greatest is when we do release another video. And so again, check us out there. We do have a social media as well. You can check us out on Twitter and IG at _warmup_pod. Finally, you can check us out on TikTok at the.warmup.pod. And we have a Reddit. User name is GrindhouseNTWK. And we have a Discord where we talk about, sports and unrelated things as well, off-topic things as well, in a safe community. It's kind of more of a communal conversation there, and we could talk about that, and that's at a searchable domain called the Grindhouse Network. So check us out when you get a chance, if you feel free, if you got time, and like I said, all that stuff will help us and will make us better and help us grow, and then we can give you more of what you want. So anything else you want to add, Mr. Miami?
Instagram, I think you got that. I think you mentioned Twitter, TikTok, Discord, all the ways you can communicate and interact with us and see some of our content on TikTok and Instagram. I think you hit all the notes, man. That's where you should kill it.
Cool.
Got the job done.
Well, you know what? That's what I do.
The job done in that specific section.
That's what I do.
A homestand, if you will.
That's what I do.
Specific section.
That's what I do. That's what I do. I come through for the team. I come through for the city, just like Jimmy Buckets do. You can just call me Mr. Buckets, because that's what I do. So,
Call you Mr. Buckets?
Call me Mr. Buckets. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do. I come through, and I go ahead and I just drop buckets all day, and I get the win for the team. And I tell people, this is my now. So if you haven't been watching the NBA playoffs, you don't know what I'm talking about. But now I will let you know what it is. Jimmy Buckets has just made franchise history, scoring the most points in the playoffs as a Miami Heat, is he basically just one-armed, one man showed the whole Miami Heat, and to take down the number 1 seed in game 4? Game 4 of the NBA playoffs. Now they lead, the Miami Heat lead 3-1, and this is with no Oladipo, this is with no Tyler Hero, and this is with a Kyle Lowry who's not hitting the weight requirements. So this guy here just came out blasting. He started off in the first quarter and he started off in the last quarter, or he ended off in the last quarter hitting some of the more game-winning buckets and stuff. And actually, I believe they were down by like 10 at one point. And just being pesky, being efficient, and being an efficient scorer. Like, the dude is just took over the game and just changed the whole makeup of the series. And this is coming down from being a play-in number 8 seed to almost now at this point taking over the number 1 seed, surprisingly. So I don't think anyone had them the Heat favorite to actually win this series, considering who they were going against. I know I didn't. Every time I write them off, they always surprise me. But I guess I'll start off with you, Mr. Miami. I know that's not your name, proof of funds, but I'm gonna call you Mr. Miami because apparently you bought a jersey. And I want to get your take on this. So this is your team.
I ain't borrow it.
Show me Eric Dampier jersey, bro.
Okay. Well, it's not a Jimmy Butler jersey, so
show him that Dampier jersey.
so yeah, the Jason Williams, the white chocolate. So, question to you, man: do you believe now that it's closing time? It's closing time. Do you think the Miami Heat can go ahead and close out the series?
I think they can close out the series. Will they do it? That's up in the air. I'm leaning toward yes, because 3-1 is something difficult to bounce back from. I do think this current roster that we have can secure 1 game against the Bucks. I don't know where Giannis is at, if he's 100%. He looked strong in the first quarter. He got tired, but he does always play 100%. He does usually get tired, so we'll see there. And even if they don't play him, that's a deadly squad. Game 2, they had a convincing win versus the Miami Heat without Giannis. So it is going to be tough. I don't think it's going to be easy. I would like to see him close it out next game, but we'll see. And let's talk about your point earlier about, nobody saw it coming. Nobody really had them in. I also didn't have them as the favorite. I picked the Bucks to win this series just because I knew it was going to be tough. The Bucks been playing crazy all season, number 1 seed. I don't take exception to that. What I took exception to is the fact that people had them with no chance. I can't even see it. I can't envision it. Like, if you told me that would be alien to you. I'm looking at it. I'm looking like, damn, why do people feel that way? You go back to the bubble. They were in the Eastern Conference champions, came into the bubble, lost to the Lakers. They had some injuries, but no excuses. Lakers did what they needed to do. AD had a great series. That is what it is. Next season, they got swept by the Bucks. I get it. If that's the blemish on the mark, that is like, that was just a bubble team. All right. Season after that, number 1 seed, they lost to the Boston Celtics. It was Jimmy Butler with a good look 3, rimmed out. They would have been the Eastern Conference Finals champions again. Didn't happen, right? Now, fast forward, AC coming in. They had a lot of ups and downs. I could see why the Bucks were favorite. Let me ask y'all the question. If this was the Celtics, if this was the Bucks that was the 8th seed and they had to go against a number 1 seed Miami, would y'all have said there's no chance for the Celtics or the Bucks to win? 0 chance?
Will Chris Middleton have a broken hand?
Full health.
Would Drew Holiday have a torn ligament in his knee?
Would Giannis be blind? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
Like, in game 1, I'm talking about before the injuries, before the series even started, both teams were healthy.
Dude,
there was no chance.
To answer your question.
And hold on, then, like y'all said, y'all want to put it out there, Giannis got a very serious injury. They lost game 1. People were still talking about something. When he comes back, no chance.
But here's the thing though, man. To that question, man, who is the Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday to Jimmy Butler? You know what I'm saying? Giannis has two bona fide scorers.
I mean, Bam would be Bam can be that. He was that in that first run they had. But Tyler Hero was
first run.
Yeah. Tyler Hero was that bona fide scorer.
Started the Brooklyn Nets years ago too. So
actually, he's the best one in the series right now. To be honest,
he's trying it. And that's
like I said, they have a deep squad. I don't blame anybody favoring, but I'm just saying, zero chance, no way. After the star player went down, everybody was like that. When he comes back, we gonna. I can't even see anything else happen. That's what I want to know. What other team would get that kind of
to be fair,
right.
To be fair, how many 1-8 seeds upsets have you seen in the NBA playoffs career?
Hey, fair enough.
So that's one thing.
Now let me ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
What seems to be the general consensus on, even before they went up 3-1, who was being looked at to win between the Lakers and the Grizzlies? Who was everybody rooting for?
The Lakers.
Now, the same Lakers did they even make the playoffs?
No,
but say it again.
No, but we know they've been injured in like March, like their roster, according to Mr. Deuce Poppy over here. That Russell Westbrook can't. You can't win a championship without him.
So outside, I'll give y'all this. I'll give you this. This is the bright spot. Outside of the fact that they've been the hottest team since the All-Star break, they really didn't have much. They haven't. Yeah, the Lakers. Outside of that, come on, they had struggles too, and nobody was just like
another team though, bro. That was
a whole other team.
So it's a season of two teams.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So I don't disagree.
So this is the issue. I mean, I hear what you say. It's a very valid point as far as like, the lack of confidence that the Miami Heat can actually get past a very consistent Bucks team that's been practically number one between them and Boston all year. And they did look like they were like in prime shape to continue to make a deep playoff run.
Unfortunately, Giannis got injured.
Yeah, which is fine. Like, and the one that he didn't play was the one that they won. And I mean, Miami winning Game 3 probably supposed to happen. It's your first home game in Miami. So I get it. Like the thing here is that, number one, to answer your question, Miami Heat has been inconsistent all year. There have been some stoic, apathetic performances that Jimmy Butler and company has had. Duncan Robinson has basically became a shell of himself, or he has retired early, I would say.
And then game three, he was there.
Exactly. And then Game 3, basically he's just Mike Miller. He's basically embodying Mike Miller of the Miami Heat. The dude have a bad back for 7 months and then come out and play one game and drop 7 threes. And he had a good show in Game 3. He had a decent show in Game 4. I think he was like one of the few people who actually had a plus minus that was positive outside of Jimmy Butler. I think he had a plus minus of 15, plus 15. Really strange. So, or bizarre, or however you want to call it. But like, there's Tyler Hero hand broken. Yeah. Oladipo knee busted. Like
Strus hasn't had a good game. But the additional injuries happened after they had stole the game. That's like after they stole the game. The fact that everybody was just like, dude, I still can't even see it. That was one that was a little bit like, wow.
Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, I was gonna say because Giannis came back. Number one.
He didn't come back as soon as everybody expected. I think everybody probably expected back the next game or the game after.
Sure, okay. but Game 1, you can kind of see it. If your main person goes down, then like it's kind of hard to readjust. Game 2 is kind of what we expected. Oh, they're gonna kind of rally, blah blah blah, whatever. And then maybe Game 3, it was maybe tough or whatever, and you guys pull out. But then Game 4, this Game 4 is supposed to. In fact, this third quarter, up until like midway third quarter, Bucks was up by 10.
Giannis came out strong, and Game 3 was kind of more of a convincing win for the Heat, which I think they were lacking this season. Yeah, some convincing wins.
So is where was all of this, confidence or lack of confidence? Well, I mean, it's been it's been throughout the season that the Heat have not been consistent, and they're playing a team that has been consistent all year, and they got back Giannis. I mean, it wasn't like a season ending, and it wasn't an Oladipo or like a broken anything. It's I strained my back or I bruised my back. It's gonna probably be hard to walk the first week or so, but the Bucks are championship is a championship caliber team. It's the same makeup that's been for the past 3 years. Not like it's anything new. So I would think I could see how the odds were heavily in the Heat favor, in the Bucks favor, and knowing like maybe 1 to 5% chance of Heat, that's negligible, right? That they'll win. I mean, now I don't know. Maybe the skew has changed a little bit, or the percentages have changed a little bit. But I don't know. What do you think, Mr. Deuce O'Neil?
No relation?
Now you're making it difficult for me to say this. That I agree with your points. Like it burns like the inside of my soul to agree with anything you said.
I don't know why. I be right all the time.
Oh, right. You be right like 0% of the time, except for the day I give you like 0.1% chance. Here's the thing too, where it's like when you look at like the roster construction, they're going against a former MVP, an MVP candidate this year. In fact, former MVP and MVP candidate for the past 3 years. Drew Holiday has been at least twice Defensive Player of the Year contender, and Middleton is like wasn't running at one point for Most Improved Player, but he's proven himself to be a sturdy number 2.
The one thing I would say is I'm kind of surprised Middleton hasn't had a breakout game yet.
I think he's still in that recovery phase, honestly, because he missed the majority of the season. So I think he's still trying to fill his role because Drew absorbed a lot. You got that, and you got Brooke, and Miami. I feel like as though Pat Riley hasn't, for whatever reason, put a roster around Jimmy to compete outside of the bubble. I feel like they're great at drafting players. They're great at finding in-between players to help out with the margins, right? Like Jimmy needs a certified second star. I think a lot of people thought that was Bam. For whatever reason, I think they over-relied on Bam throughout the season. You guys don't really have another reliable big, so it just makes Bam do more work. But for whatever reason, they haven't been able to get a second star. He's tried. Kyle's past his prime. It's not working out.
I don't want to say he has some positive qualities, but I don't think the return on investment is that. I'll put it that way. There's no way we go out to get a star and he's starting behind Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent's great, but that shouldn't be the case. No. But some of Miami's key pieces also haven't been playing at the highest level. Max Strus, you mentioned Duncan Robinson. That's another kind of frustration. They have some bench players that they've relied on in the past, and they seem to be focused on a core group of guys that unfortunately didn't work. Now Oladipo and Tyler Hero are the guys that they gave minutes to and developed throughout the season, and those are the guys that went down. So now Robinson comes in. Maybe he, at home, he caught fire that first game at home, but the next one, more or less not a great performance. He was there. So is he playoff ready? Not really. So I agree with y'all. It's going to be tough. There's not really another guy to give scoring points to, but just don't count out this squad is all I'm saying. I feel like they've earned the respect that teams should be concerned to play them in the first round.
No, facts. They're hard out. Miami's a hard out, even healthy. But I guess also people forget that you got playoff Jimmy. Jimmy is, listen, he's a playoff player. He's not a regular season player at this point. And forget about that because Tyler Hero is like your most lethal offensive threat. And it would have been nice to see if Tyler had remained healthy, how the Heat would have looked for him. But I think in the end, the Heat usually overachieve. Eric Spoelstra is a tremendous coach, but the talent is just with Milwaukee. If they put Milwaukee out, though, I got to look back at other 8-1 upsets. I don't know if that would be the greatest one because I don't consider Miami should be like a 5-6 seed, I believe. I don't think it should be an 8 seed.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They just missed it.
Yeah, just
literally just missed, and that was from a Brooklyn Nets team that started at number 2 and just kept holding on as much as they could and slid to 6. And the Heat didn't finish strong, just like y'all said. The inconsistency carried towards the playoffs, which I think is another reason. Like, you know, in other seasons, even if they weren't highly seeded, they were peaking at the right time. At this time, they were still doing that here and there stuff. So I get it. I just feel like at this point, I hope they've commanded a little bit more respect. That's it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think they have, especially after. I mean, if anything, Jimmy did. He's, you know, cemented himself as a bona fide playoffs player that you can rely on. So until he shows otherwise, I'm just gonna say it like that. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to doubt Miami Heat anymore. I think the last time I did that, they almost won the championship. And so yeah, I'm at this point where, you know, they kind of getting that dynasty air to me, where I'm just gonna be like, nah, you know what? They always are hard out. They always in the playoffs. They always make a good run. So I'm gonna just keep it at that. So
unlike some of the other teams that we discussed, I know that you don't believe in Embiid, he'd never get past number 3. They got deep in the playoffs. They almost made it to the Eastern Conference. To the championship again last season. It came down to just one shot. So in the game 7.
I mean, Embiid almost made it to the championship. One Kawhi, like 4 bounces, 4, 5, 8 magical Harry Potter bounces on the rim for that ball went in, man.
That was 4 years ago. That was 4 years ago.
Was that the Eastern Conference Finals? I thought y'all said that was the.
I think there was the semifinals. I think the
semi, because I thought it was the East, and y'all corrected me. That was semi.
The Eastern Conference Finals between the Bucks and
it came down to a bounce shot against or a last second shot against the Bucks as well.
Yeah, that's when
Toronto.
Yeah, that was Toronto's finest. That was Kawhi's finest hour. That was his Michelangelo. Something like that. Mona Lisa.
So second round was 76ers, Raptors. Then Eastern Finals was Bucks Raptors.
Okay.
So they've gotten past the hump before.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. Shout out to the Bucks though. Like again, I was very impressed by that second game when they answered back. Their man was down. They rallied. Connaughton was killing us with the threes. Grayson Allen was killing us with the threes. What's his name? Joe Ingles is killing us with threes. The spacing was great. Brook Lopez with the inside-out game. He was hitting threes, but he was also killing us in the paint. They just did whatever they wanted to at home that game. So shout out to them. And they almost won this last game too. Like, it's just perseverance and just
they have a team, man. Like. And that's another thing too. If you take Jimmy off in Miami, for whatever reason, could they beat a semi-healthy Bucks team?
No.
Yeah.
Even if they close out this series, I don't have them as like. It's going to be hard to have 7-game series and just keep relying on Jimmy to pull that kind of effort. If the people who've stepped out to fill the roles don't step up to a playoff level of basketball, they're not going to get much further.
No.
Yeah. So cool.
And it sucks because Jimmy's doing. Yeah. It's a hell of a. That's the thing too. I was listening to Speak, right? It used to be something else with Marcellus Wiley and Ancho, but now it's Ancho and some other folks. He was saying that Jimmy's performance is like mute. It's like whatever, because if he doesn't win the chip or win this series, it means nothing. Now I was wondering, before we jump off this topic, what you guys think about that? About his performance.
I disagree. I do feel like it doesn't weigh as heavily because it's the first round. And if we don't expect it, if this is the first round and they go up to the championship, it's a story. If it's the first round and they don't make it out of the second round, it's still a signature game that people are going to be like, damn, you remember that one game that so-and-so went off? Because Jason Tatum's have games like those 50-point plus games in the playoffs that weren't, in the finals or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And he still remembered, like, damn, that's why a lot of people highly regard the Celtics. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it means nothing, but it's not going to mean as much if it's not in the final.
I mean, I think it's a playoff game. I think all of those things are weighed heavier than a season game or a practice game or whatever. But yeah, obviously the bigger the stage is gonna just add extra icing to the cake. But yeah, I think the fact that he did it in a playoff game, people like a story. So he was like, oh, playoff game 7, last 5 minutes of the game, he ate, like it's all this extra stuff. But it's a playoff game. I think that matters more than the regular season game. I think it matters more than I think it would matter more if it was in the finals. But But I mean, if he did it and they won the championship, it would matter even more. Like it just depends on.
If he did it and that was a closeout game and close out the Bucks. I think also it's like the 4th highest playoff scoring ever.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. First highest in Heat franchise, So that's still. I feel your points. It would have been better if it just championship, but just to close out the Bucks would have been more. But it's still significant
because that 71-point Dame Lillard game's already because it happened in regular season versus a team that's not great. But I do feel like one thing that's going to add to this story that may carry weight in a different way than going deeper in is just like you said. Whenever we come up, and this happens a lot. When is the last time that number 8 seed, upset the 1 seed? If they go on to upset this game, they're gonna bring this up and they're gonna mention that game. So that might be one way that it stands out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Anything else I want to add to this, Jimmy Buckets?
Hey man, go Miami.
He's the truth, man.
Y'all know his nickname is Chris. So
what?
His nickname, that's what they call him, Chris. Anywho, all right, let's move on to the other.
Do we get talking for a fact checker?
No. Don't worry about it. Y'all only want to
change the name to Tucker Carlson real quick.
You only want to know facts when it's convenient. You only want to know facts when it's convenient. So we're not here for that. We're not here for your convenience. We're here to talk about the hot topics. And the next topic is a hot topic because people like to talk about them apparently this season. Though especially this guy here, Mr. Yogi Bear, Dillon Brooks, and I mean to a lesser degree Julius Randle. They both have made themselves unavailable in the latest round of post-game interviews to the media. This is probably well after. So for Dillon Brooks, it was well after another loss, a heartbreaking loss overtime against the Lakers. It was the second time just making himself unavailable after game 2, where he mentioned that he poked bears and they put the mic in front of him, and media took that all and ran with it and talked about how dare you say that to LeBron, and now he's saying that the media's making him have to look like a villain or something like that. So that's what happened with Dillon Brooks. And then Julius Randle. The Knicks is thriving. Everyone is happy. The Knicks fan base is rabid. They're acting like they just won the championship every day. And Jalen Brunson is the reason. And Julius Randle is not the reason. In fact, Julius Randle got benched in game 4 where they, was it game 4 or game 3? It was game 4.
No,
game 4. It was game 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, in game 4 where Jalen Brunson led the Knicks to close out probably the favorite in the beginning of the series, the Mavs, because they're Donovan Mitchell and all that. But yeah, Julius Randle.
Cavs.
Who did I say?
Mavs.
One
letter. We ain't gonna hold you.
Hey, but you always right though, Chris. I
didn't say I was always right. I said I'm usually right. See,
you just say you're never wrong.
So Freudian, a Floridian slip. So no, Julius Randle, man, he only had what 4 points. It was pretty pedestrian. And he 3 for 10 shooting. I guess it was more than 4 points, but he was 3 for 10 shooting from the floor, 27 minutes. Tom Thibodeau pulled him and sat right next to him for the rest of the game to watch. So obviously, furiously, he got put in timeout, and Tibbs had to go find a hot hand on the bench because apparently it wasn't going to beat Julius. So he felt some kind of way, kind of the Scottie Pippen, characteristics right there. He just decided I'm not going to talk to anyone. And I mean, it's one game, but people made a big thing out of that. So I just asked this question. Number 1, are they right? Is it okay? And is it fair for these players to not talk to the media on a bad day. I'll let you, Mr. Yogi Bear, because this is your thing. You love to talk about.
Because like we said,
the only Bear about these two people.
Only Barry Dillon Brooks is poking is a Teletubby, right? We said that.
We did not say that.
Care Bears, Gummy Bear,
we did not say that.
all that stuff, man.
We didn't say
that. Here's the thing, though, man. It's like, we understand you lose a game, it hurts. It's tough to talk about. Maybe your emotions got the best of you. Every once in a while, cool. But in situations where you not only want the spotlight on you, like you wrestle it away from other people to get it on you, like you do things deliberately to place the spotlight on you. Dillon Brooks has been doing that. I mean, I think he was the first one to say that the Grizzlies are a dynasty, and I can't remember a championship that Memphis has won.
Did he say that?
Was it him or John?
Did he say that? I don't remember ever hearing him say that.
I don't know. Fact check,
bro. What the heck?
Memphis said it.
Who was so all of Memphis said it? I'm just trying to figure out who.
Grizzlies. One of the Grizzlies said it.
One of the Grizzlies said it. Okay, so it's anonymous tip.
Which one y'all?
It was Ja.
Ja said that?
One of the two, yeah.
Well, hold on.
First it was Dillon, now it's Ja. Memphis Dynasty.
I think he might have said we're building our dynasty.
Nah, they said it.
Dynasty. Hey, I'm gonna need you to cite the source, please.
My point is this, man.
I need you to fact check
Dillon's
yourself.
talked a lot of noise, man. He's talked so much cash noise.
What is he?
And it's one
what
thing
he always does.
Okay, but now
he's consistent.
The Grizzlies, when he came in, he was a sturdy defender. He wasn't taking all these shots, and the Grizzlies were on the come up. Now the Grizzlies are here, man. No one can. The Grizzlies are like ready to take that step to be considered a legitimate contender. I didn't say that. To actually take that step to contending in the finals. I think people do consider them a legitimate contender, right?
Sure.
So now you're on a legitimate contender. Spotlight's brighter. I don't think he understands the stuff he says, and the fact that he does not back it up makes teams want to beat them even more. And if you back it up, it's a different thing. Because I know you're so quick to say Draymond.
No.
4 rings. Okay, all right, then don't. But here's the thing, man. You're saying this stuff. You're saying you can shut down LeBron. You're saying you're going to make him go left. You're saying you can do all this crap. You're saying that you're building the dynasty. You're saying that they're scared, that the Warriors are scared of them, man. You're saying all this crap. And yet, it's still, you're not backing it up. You're getting torched by LeBron, who's 38 years old.
Torched? They won.
Rebounds, bro.
They won by 6 points. They won by 4 to 6 points.
He let this dude get 20 points and 20 boards.
He wasn't the main defender on LeBron.
Okay, what did he do for the game?
He actually was defending other players, including AD, who was pretty quiet in Game 4. I don't know if you remember.
AD's up.
Oh, here we go. All right, well, then you asked the question. I gave you the answer. There you go.
AD's up and down. So let me ask you this. Do you think that Dillon Brooks is a major contributor or a detractor from Grizzlies' attempt to get to the finals?
I personally think for his role, he's pretty darn good at what he does. And what he does he can, I mean, number one, I'm sure all of them could talk mess because Desmond Bane talks trash, Ja talks trash.
Desmond shooter.
Okay, but he talks trash. And honestly, until with the exception of game 4, he's been god awful this series. So
this series, yeah. But he has a resume.
Are we talking about this series or talking about something else?
When has Dillon Brooks done anything like really positive for the past 2 years, bro? He almost shot you out of the game.
Again, first of all, I would agree his offensive efficiency has slumped this year over previous years. But before that, he was pretty good on the mid-range. I think he had one of the best mid-range efficiencies. I want to say actually until about December of this year, and it starts to get like god awful. And it stayed in that horrible place. but he used to be. He was at one point a very efficient mid-range scorer. Second thing is that he does guard the best perimeter defender every night, and that's the same thing that probably any other, you know, if you want to say Pat Bev, if you want to say Draymond Green, if you want to say what's the guy's name? Roberson. I don't remember Roberson from the Thunder. That's what Tony Allen did. Tony Allen couldn't hit a layup. No one said anything about him. Tony Allen always got the best perimeter.
But those guys that you named, outside of Pat Bev with the Lakers
and
team,
Draymond.
that first Lakers team just messed up a lot of people. Outside of that, though, Pat Bev was not out here shooting outside of his role. Tony Allen was out here shooting outside of. If he's open, he'll take the J, but he's looking for the open shooter. Dillon Brooks, I think in order for him to reach the best player he can be, until his offensive game takes another step, he needs to start looking for the open shooter and not taking, unless he's just wide open and not taking as many shots as he's taking, man.
He is wide open, but he's not taking contested shots. He's taking wide open shots. They're just missing.
Pass it. Do something else. Drive to the hole. Try to get a foul. Something.
He does that too.
He wasn't doing that. I think he was better about it last game, because the game where he ended up getting, I think he got
game 3. So game 3, yeah, you're right. Game 3, he was shooting pretty early in the shot clock. I agree. And
not just early in the shot clock, but in that first quarter, he took the most shots.
Yeah. I'm sure he did, because he was open. And I mean,
and he missed the most. So at some point, you're not a shooter.
But to be fair, everybody was missing. Everyone was missing. And it was so bizarre that Ja Morant was 4 for 6 from 3 in game 3. And we know him to be a 32% 3-point shooter. So Desmond Bane missed open shots, Tyus Jones missed open shots, Ja Morant was missing layups, Xavier Tillman was missing layups, Jaren Jackson was missing layups, and open threes. Everyone, it was 9 points in the first quarter. So in the big scheme of things, it was a collective effort of everyone missing.
Still, that's fair. But I feel like in the big scheme of things, you know your personnel. You know you're not the highest percentage, so you should not be walking out with the most shots. That's all. That's the only thing I was.
Sure.
I agree with you. I even thought of. Yeah, he is like he will take the open shot. That's fine. But if you're not hitting the open shot, after a while, you gotta, there's other ways to get involved, penetrate, and get somebody else open and get them a look. And I think if he can change that part of his game, he'll be a better player, because the defense, he's on it for the most part. And if he's not, like, he might have a bad defensive game here, or maybe he didn't stop the guy as much as he can, but he knows how to fix that. He knows how to adjust. He knows when that is his strength. Mm-hmm. His weakness is his efficiency on scoring. And he just needs to find ways, like Anthony Edwards. When he's not having great scoring nights, he finds other ways to get involved on the offense.
Sure.
He doesn't just keep chucking it up.
I agree.
And to the point, because you say he's an efficient. All right, so I looked at stat news, right? Average field goal percentage, which is kind of interesting because it's for 2022 is 46%. Then last year was 43, and then the year before that 46. So I don't know what happened last year. So about, let's say 45%, right? Dillon Brooks has never shot in his entire career 45% field goal percentage. His first year he came in, he was solid, man. Yeah. 44%. He was almost there. And he dropped to 40, 40, 41, 43 last year, and whatever happened this year, 39. So I know you say he was like, he's like, to Reg's point, he's never been efficient. He has a shot where it could be respected in smaller doses. I'm trying to think like what his prototype would be. Definitely not Anthony. I don't think Anthony Edwards he's just a more talented scorer than Dillon.
Yeah.
Dillon Brooks' prototype, I don't know. I'm about to think about that one. I don't know who his prototype is. Because he's a so-so, he's not even a lockdown, he's a so-so defender.
He's a so-so defender?
I think early in his career, I think he was focused on it. I liked Dillon Brooks' game. He was a tough defender. He got injured the year before they played the Warriors in the playoffs. I don't know who they were playing that year.
He rolled his ankle. He had a bad ankle injury.
Yeah, because I knew that was against Memphis because he was like good. I think he stayed within his role, defensive energy. I saw it. He came back a little bigger, a little heavier, and I haven't seen, I don't want to say the intensity, but the same defensive results.
I think y'all lost to the Jazz that first year.
That was the 1-8 seed, yes, and he actually scored. I think he scored like 30 points one game. It wasn't that he.
Yeah, he was.
That was just.
Yeah,
it was just.
Taking
2 years ago.
Taking similar shots.
But he was just playing within his role. It was just his defense was built, you know.
Well, I guess the question is, do you want him to shoot through it, or do you want him to find another way? That's what it's coming down to.
Yeah, I want him. I do want him to go back into the lab and improve his offensive game. So that I want him to do 2 things. One thing I want him to do is improve his shot selection and his offensive, like find his spots that he's very good at. And I thought he knew where it was, because like I said, he would be like around the elbow, mid range would probably be like his sweet spots, or like below, like he can get to the bucket because he is kind of a bulkier guy, like he has big shoulders, he can get in. So that's one thing. I think he got away from that a little bit this year. Mm-hmm. Second thing is he needs to stop with the fouls. Just if he can play better without like going over the line and like getting these like stupid fouls or getting himself out of the game, then it would be better for him. But like it's not that it's not there. His potential is there. It's just the fact that now it's more so about the focus and discipline. His focus and discipline is unraveling a lot of his actual skills that he has.
I think really he's like a less athletic Aaron Gordon, but with the more range than Aaron Gordon would be like his prototype.
Eric Gordon or Aaron Gordon?
Aaron Gordon. Okay. So like less athletic, but he has more range than Aaron Gordon.
But I just feel like Aaron Gordon, like I guess back to Chris's point, it's not like he takes better shots. He just picks his spots.
He picks his spots. He's a stream man. He does the dirty work. Plays defense, gets rebounds.
But I've seen him take threes, but it doesn't feel like he's taking. Yeah, I don't feel like he's taking too many, and I feel like he's hitting them. So
yeah, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. Like within that scope, but do more screening, defense, dirty work. I think if he leans more into that role for Memphis, at least in this Memphis team, maybe like another team, or
like what Draymond does.
Yeah. I don't. Like if he could do. He said he wanted to be Draymond in college, and I think initially his first couple of years was leaning towards that way. Mm-hmm. Maybe not so much ball handling, but everything else he could do it. And I think this year he's just leaning so big into that villain role. He said it doesn't bother him, but he hasn't had a good game with everyone booing him like that. And you can't tell me that doesn't take a toll on you at some point.
I agree on that point. I mean, maybe he says he likes it, but I don't know. And yeah, he's always been that way, kind of like aloof to people's comments. But I do think that, you know, that's something that impacts his. He's very hot and cold. If he's winning or if he's successful, then he does get way more demonstrative. But then if he's failing in said task, then he has a tendency to become more insulated. And, you know, more of a hermit crab, like he doesn't want to talk to nobody. And I get it, like, you know, but I also understand the criticism. Yo, you got when you high, if you're dishing it out, you got to receive it when you're low. And like I said, I agree with that. Rolling back into this whole like media availability thing, just say, you know, again, he could probably dial it back a little bit. And I agree on the fact that, like, you know, maybe he should.
You think take away from his edge, because now that you say it that way, when he's on, if he can't be that way, when it take away from his effectiveness.
Well, I mean, you could be on in the game. I think for them, the way I've seen it since they've been in the playoffs, and it's hard to use this season as a metric because they're down so many, you know, key players. But I feel like the less they get caught up in the media stuff, even if you want to have that edge on the court, but when they were more focused, they were doing better. When they were not getting caught up in who's breaking the code or poking the bear, that's when I saw them starting to show those glimpses in that greatness. And again, could just be, you know, the injuries this season, but they've had injuries before and still seem more focused in the playoffs. This seems like one of their worst performances, even despite what's available. But back to the original topic, Dillon Brooks, you can't be wearing the Steve Austin outfit and ducking the cameras, bro. That's all I'm saying. The only out I'm gonna give Dillon is possibly it could have came from up high. Yo, you doing too? That could be it. Nobody
is the role, bro.
Huh?
They could have gave the Marshawn Lynch, hey, just say I'm here so I won't get fined.
He didn't get fined, and if he did, guess what? He say it's just paper anyway. He got fined all season. He got 18 tackles.
But I'm saying if he got approached like, hey, like he does a lot, but he's been doing even more. Maybe he got approached with like, yo, you're distracting from the team, something like that. Could be possible.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I'm okay with that too. I think the whole team has been doing too much this year. This has probably been one of the more controversial years that I've seen in most basketball team histories, aside from Malice in the Palace. And the thing is, it's not even that it was because, like Steven Jackson said, yo, we were doing worse when we was playing. But that's the difference is y'all didn't put it on IG. Y'all didn't put it on a live broadcasting service and let that be made public. Like a lot of stuff is behind closed doors. Paul Pierce having strippers in the background, playing poker, smoking cigars. He probably was doing that when he probably was doing worse. Yeah. When he was in Boston.
But it wasn't the public's eye.
He put it on live, and that's the difference. So, but yeah, like I said, a lot of the stuff that the negative attention that they've gotten has been warranted because they've been attracting. They've been saying things that have been abrasive, and they've been carrying themselves in an abrasive manner and disrespecting people. Feel disrespected in their presence and stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's like I said, it's not just Dillon. It's that's just the culture now. Yeah. With the team, and again, that's why I always say maybe it's just a lack of leadership. I think the most is Steven Adams, and even he said, "Hey man, y'all gotta clean this up. Y'all just out here."
He said it before Ja got in trouble for waving the gun on his IG live.
Yeah. So that's more of a management thing. That's more of a coach direction thing, saying, "Hey, we're not tolerating certain things." This is kind of the first time they've really had success aside from the actual original grit and grind era. But like I said, those were older people, and even then, Zach Randle was still getting into some issues here and there with like the weed possession and blah blah blah. So, like I said, it's new for them, and it's a new ownership. Robert Perry's been there for probably 7 to 8 years, but
he's done a lot in that time though to take them from.
Yeah, from being from the old guard to the new guard. Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to him. I'm glad he didn't move that. He didn't relocate that team because he was thinking about moving.
You can't Memphis and New Orleans, man. Those cities have distinct cultures. You take the team from them, it's not gonna be the same.
Yeah.
I agree.
So yeah, but y'all didn't say nothing about Julius Randle. Y'all just want to harp on Dillon Brooks. Is this a Dillon Brooks harp? Yeah, he shouldn't have done that. Anyways, move on.
Julius ain't out here talking mad trash to the whole league.
This is even worse.
Yeah, I agree. I think we started dissecting his Dillon Brooks game, and that's where we got lost in the weeds. But I think we all touched on how we felt about not being available to the media. I think that was a cop out. I think, if you're gonna say it with your chest, I'm not against it. I know, that's why he's been, booed and jeered and all that. But if you're gonna say it with your chest, keep saying it with your chest. I
agree, and I'm not gonna say that he's not going to. Maybe he's just really butthurt. Maybe he just it could be, bro. You said all that stuff and then you lose the game, or you just losing in general. I don't want to say you're getting humbled, but maybe it's what it is. You're understanding perspective.
It could be another thing too that outside. I was saying one theory could be maybe it came from up top or around him. Another thing could be
for Julius.
No. Still talking about Dillon Brooks. When you leave when you leave that arena, you might be cool with it when it's all fun and you're engaging. Maybe somebody ran up on his family, something like that. So sometimes it carries out in a negative way too. So that could be another reason. He's just kind of hey man, y'all trying to make me look like a bad guy. Maybe that's why he's starting to feel like that. Who knows what's going on off the court?
Maybe.
With Julius Randle, I think that's when you win a game, you supposed to. I think that's why they have you in plain clothes, standing on the side, being engaged, cheering on your team, right?
Mm-hmm.
you root for your guys. You're engaged 48 minutes of the game plus. Mm-hmm. You're engaged in practice, you're engaged in warm-ups, you're engaged in timeouts. You're supposed to be engaged. So I understand you might be frustrated. I think he's a strong competitor. He might have been frustrated by his performance. Maybe he was frustrated that he got pulled by the coach and didn't get a chance to turn it around. Whatever your frustrations may be, go out there and show up. And just, even if you're not going to center it on yourself, they ask you what do you think you did bad? Answer whatever capacity you have, but just say, hey, shout out to my team for getting the job done and be happy for them, at least. I think that's poor leadership. To that reaction was poor leadership. That's not.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen a person like be upset in a win.
I haven't.
Because you was on the bench. Like I like people who usually on the bench, and then like if the team loses, like, oh man, I'm mad because I should have been in, and in fact that's what got what's that guy's name? That's what got what's his name? No. It was on the Grizzlies team. The black coach. He was assistant coach in Miami. He was head coach in Knicks.
Glasses.
Yeah, him.
Fizdale?
Who?
Not Fizdale. Fizdale?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fizdale. That's what got Fizdale fired because he bitched Marc Gasol, and then they weren't talking ever since, and they fired him. Yeah. So like I said, that stuff kind of happens, and some people take exception to being on the bench, especially if you feel like you
earned it.
Yeah, earned it or whatever. So, but again, look, that's fine, dude. Be upset. You can still talk to media, and just say, hey man, I'm upset, and there's just some things that needs to change, and then just say, and that's it. Like whatever. And they're gonna ask. I know I'm armchair quarterbacking on Monday, but I'm just saying there's better ways to handle that to where like you can still be available.
Who's a great role model for that?
Kyrie?
Draymond Green.
Oh, they're gonna take Kyrie. That you said you. I think Draymond Green.
Hey, the team is whatever. And they didn't they bench him in the finals?
Yeah, they did. He was still cheering.
Yeah.
He was mad. I mean, he went to the bench.
He was still mad.
He still cheered.
Yeah.
And then he talked about in his podcast the suspension. I mean, it was different. Yeah. But he was happy they won without him. And he came off the bench the last game. Yeah. And he might come off again this game because Kerr liked the spacing they had without. They need that spacing against the Kings.
Yeah.
He's a champion. And he got that. A champion who's not, getting the renegotiate he wanted. And he still got that kind of attitude. So
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, I get it, but some people take it in stride. Some people don't mind coming off the bench. Some people don't like they'll take the new roles. Some people can get paid. Allen Iverson retired himself because he didn't want to come off the bench. Yeah. So, sometimes that's just kind of what it is. But I don't have a problem with I don't think this is really like a big stain on either one of them. But yeah, you gotta talk. Like you gotta talk when things are good. You gotta talk when things are not going good for you. Even in in your own perspective, right? Just and they won. Like, why are you mad? Y'all won.
Yeah. And then not only they won, the last game when they kept him looked like he wouldn't have been able to play the rest of the playoffs. He landed on his tailbone.
Yeah. All because of the Jared Allen thing. Yeah. And so, bro, and you got paid. You got paid to play half of your load, and y'all won. Yeah. Bro, what are you talking about? You just got paid extra money. So I'm confused. So, but yeah. Anything else I want to say, man? Before we wrap this up, man. Hey, man, I'm gonna get you a gift basket, O'Neal, so you can, a Grizzly gift basket, so you can feel good about yourself.
I want to do some bonfires, man. I need some fuel. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Anything else you guys want to add? You better say something?
Nah, man. That's good, man. Enjoy the topics.
All right, man. Go Heat, man. Hey, yo, that's my new favorite team, man. It's Grizzlies, Sacramento, then somewhere down there's the Heat.
I don't know if you like the Heat, bro.
I do like the Heat, man. Duncan Robinson.
We had Eagle Dollar for a season.
You did, and I forgave you, for it.
Oh man, I appreciate that.
I forgave you for the transgression in which you partook in. It's like the slave trade. I'm gonna.
You redirected that energy back to the Warriors.
Yeah, back to the Warriors.
Right.
Yeah, so
appreciate that.
So, but that's the reason why I was against y'all. I forgot about that, man.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
You want to put the Warriors on there for your team, bro?
Warriors for what?
Wow, never mind, man. It's just your face, bro.
Okay.
Like the hate in your face, bro. Like your whole
what are you talking about? You said put the Warriors in there for what? I'm like,
you just talking about the team you like. They know exactly what I'm talking about.
If the Grizzlies don't advance, he's saying your new West Coast team should be the Warriors. That's what.
Oh no. If the Grizzlies should fall to the Lakers and the mighty LeBron, I will root for the Lakers in all upcoming Western Conference matches.
Over all the other teams, I'm not even talking about just the Warriors.
Man, y'all are crucified.
Over all the other teams, you're gonna say the Lakers.
I'm gonna say the Lakers. You know what?
Over the Nuggets.
You know what? I want to see. I want to see. Yeah. Definitely Phoenix. I want LeBron to get number 5. I was very conflicted this playoffs because I want to see LeBron get number 5, and then after that. Or maybe even 6, because I want to make the Jordanites feel uncomfortable. So if he has 6 rings and LeBron has 6 rings, then it's a now you can't use the 6 rings no more.
I'm pulling for Phoenix, man. I appreciate what the Lakers have done, but watching that last game, there was stretches where it's just like
It's ugly, man.
Y'all trying to out-lose each other, bro.
It's ugly, man. Phoenix paper thin, though, bro. Phoenix is paper thin.
Yeah. No room for injuries.
And
Bron's gone.
Yeah. Yep. See, and it's the thing. Let's say Boston make it to the finals. I need Jason Tatum rematch against LeBron. I need to see that. This is like Creed 2. I just need to see the rematch. I need to see. Okay, he holding that. You see
what I'm talking about? That's the pump and dunk start. You want to see it so LeBron can defeat him. He's the runner. Yeah. Not a shot at the team again. Like they've earned all the praise, all the accolades, the talent. They've all developed, but y'all gotta stop using them as a prop for the West. That's all I'm saying.
Look, I just want to see what happens. Even if Boston wins, it took them. Look, they've been in the playoffs for almost all of a decade. And
I feel like
finally made it.
His career, they've been in the playoffs, man.
So
I wonder if that's true.
Yeah,
is that true?
I think so. He's been in the playoffs every year. Jason Tatum. Yeah.
Yeah, their rookie year is the one with Isaiah Thomas. That's the one where they almost got to the East championship finals. They got stopped by LeBron.
I want to say
they didn't miss it once. They didn't miss it one year.
I don't think they missed it. There's been times that they've been low in the ranking, but
like 7 or 8, but never missed.
They never missed. So
speaking of comebacks, this is gonna have a mixed result. We don't have to talk about it, but just Ime Udoka
to Houston Rockets, right?
Houston.
Okay, how are they gonna play defense? That's their issue.
Yeah, man, he got to trade players, man. They got to get new players. I'm
gonna say they let 270 points walk out that arena. So
everybody had a career high. I remember it was like 1 week. Career high. Daniel Lillard. Oh, who did? Oh, okay. The Warriors win too. Klay Thompson had a career high. Oh, okay.
He said, "Boy, that's a punching bag for the NBA right now. Get your points up."
Was just giving out career highs to everybody, man.
You get a career high. So yeah, man. But yeah, we can go ahead and congratulations to Ime Udoka, man. And what's that? Nia Long, man. Let bygones be bygones.
Whoa.
Let bygones be bygones. We in Houston now. We in Houston now. Look. He done changed his life. He
just got canceled.
He done changed his life. He done got away from those evil temptations. Now he's in Houston. So
hey Kurt, who think you gonna play me in the Where Are They Now episode of the Warmup podcast?
I'm just
wow. He channeled his inner Dillon Brooks right there, bro.
I just want
shout out to Ime.
I just want to say congratulations to Ime Udoka for getting the new head coaching job. And I mean, baby, he gonna win her back. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. You know, I'm rooting for the guy. I don't know about you guys. I'm rooting for the guy. You know, I like to see black people try to prosper. So I don't know about y'all.
And listen, he was a good coach, man. That's all I can say about that. He's a good coach.
I don't know. Man. Was it what's his name got it still going right now, right? So I don't know.
I mean, but okay, but think about this. Who is Brad Stevens? He kind of plateaued, right? Yeah. He handed over to Ime Udoka, and he took him to the next level, man.
Just saying, he's out here making magic.
Mark Jackson was nice. Steve Kerr nice too. That's all I'm saying.
Ime was a Mark Jackson. Missoula is the Kerr.
Maybe we'll see.
Okay, we'll see, man.
This is Missoula's first season, right?
Yeah,
first full season.
Yeah, first full season.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Big up to Ime Udoka. You want bottom up, so this is kind of your fault.
Yeah. I just said an announcement.
He put the alley-oop. You came over here and just picked it up and did the reverse 360 dunk.
I just want to give praise where praise is due.
Reg, I ain't even do the alley-oop, man. I just put the ball in the court.
I stole it from you.
And here comes Zion and Warmup.
Oh man! All right, man. All right, it's all good. I see y'all don't want to see black men prosper. Okay, I got you. Let's move on. Let's go ahead and close out, man. Because apparently, man, I thought we was all on one accord, but obviously not. So
let's close out, man.
So, Reg, man, I'll let you start off, man. What you got, man?
Oh man, thanks for rocking with us. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed this one of the playoffs. It was a lot more exciting than I expected it to be. We have 2 possible upsets happening in the first round. I thought we were gonna have some closeouts tonight, but you know, it seems like it didn't happen. Just great time to be enjoying basketball. We love the playoffs. That's it. I'm gonna leave it short.
Cool. All right, Mr. Baby Boo Boo Bear.
Hey, Yogi, baby. Only bear Dillon is poking, man. All right.
Boo Boo Bear. Oh, there was a closeout, by the way. Denver won.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. You got one.
All right, so we talked about 8 seeds overtaking the 1 seeds, man, the upset, right? 2-part question. How many times in NBA history has an 8 seed upsetted the 1 seed?
Twice.
All right, Reg, what you got?
I'm gonna say 3 times.
The correct answer is 4.
Dang, I was
now. Next, second part. Can you name the 4 teams?
No.
Nah.
I know the Dallas epic fail. That was about it. That was the only one I can think of.
That was actually to the Warriors.
Was it the Bulls? Was it the Bulls and the Cavs?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I know that was an upset, but it was. I don't think there was an 8.
You talking about that season where the Bulls are the number 1 seed?
No. Where Cavs were the favorite. I think that's when Jordan hit that free throw jump shot over. Was it Mark Price? No, it wasn't Mark Price. What other guy was on there?
Are you going way back? 90.
Craig Elo? Craig Elo? Anywho. But yeah, he shot it over another guy at a free throw line. He caught it, drove hard to the free throw, double pumped the shot, and went in. It's probably like one of his first game winners. So I thought that was. I thought he was. Well, I feel like he was not the favorite. I think Cavs was a stronger team, and he just.
Cavs were a stronger team.
So.
He wasn't the 8 seed. The other 3 times, the Nuggets knocked out the Supersonics in '94. The Knicks knocked out the Heat in '99. That was a short season, right? We talked about the Mavs and the Warriors. And then there's 4 times. What was the 4th one? Where is the 4th one? To the Knicks, I said the Warriors, the Nuggets, and the Supersonics.
Bro, I'm about to take a nap.
Oh, and the Knicks again. Yeah, 97. All right, that was it.
So basically,
the 3-point game too, huh?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was tight. They were trying. So I like closeout games, man. It's when people who are on the losing end, they give it their all. They just play for 48 minutes. No water.
The Clippers about to go home, man.
Clippers are about to go home.
Okay. Damn.
It was close too. It was close at one point. They were up.
They got a whole quarter, man.
But
I don't know.
Clippers ain't got no bodies though, man. Kawhi, man, he just out here doing stuff. Paul George injured.
From like one of the deepest teams in the league to not. So that's all I got, man.
Clippers going clip. Let us know how you feel. Julius Randle, Dillon Brooks, are they getting too much flack? Is it being blown out of proportion? Some say it is. Warriors fans say Dillon Brooks is getting what he deserves. And let us know about Jimmy Buckets, man. Where is he on your top, signature game moments? You know what I mean? So, like I said, we're here every Wednesday. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. We're here every Wednesday again, like I said. And check us out on the social medias. So we'll leave y'all here on Wednesday. And until next Wednesday, guys, deuces, man. Out.